Good morning and welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about intermittent fasting. So this is something we decided to introduce into our lives probably 2 or 3 months after we started banting in 2017, and it was an absolute game changer for so many reasons. We felt more energized, our weight loss stopped plateauing, there was a lot more fat burn, and it wasn't as difficult as it sounded. So today I'm just going to give you the many different ways that you can fast, but also explain to you what we do and what works for us. And then I'm also going to talk about the benefits of fasting on your body. Okay, so firstly, we do not fast every single day. This is a decision that you can make. We decided that if you're in the mood for a cup of coffee with cream in the morning, you can have your cup of coffee with cream. But especially if you had a big dinner, I do recommend that you try to fast the day after that specifically. So intermittent fasting is not really about what you eat. That would be the keto or the banting or the low carb, but it's about when you eat. When you fast for a certain amount of hours per day for a couple of days a week, your body burns a lot more fat. A neuroscientist actually did a study and found that he actually did a study for 25 years about fasting and found that our bodies don't really need food when we have stored fat. Long ago, in prehistoric times, people would only eat for enough energy to be able to hunt game or find nuts or fruits in the forest. So they would eat maybe once or twice a week because they couldn't freeze their food like we can now, and that was more than enough. And a few years after that, when it became a little bit more modern, people would eat less portions and spend more time outside. There weren't things like televisions and cell phones, and you didn't need to watch TV until 2 in the morning and have a snack because it's 2 in the morning. Guilty. So I want to talk about the different fasting options. So the one we apply mostly into our lives is the 16-8. What this means is there's a 16-hour fasting period. So the 16 hours we take in no nutrition, nothing of nutritional value. So you can drink water, you can drink black coffee, black tea, but nothing that could even slightly spike your insulin, or nothing that needs to be processed by the body. And then an 8-hour non-fasting period in which we basically just eat one meal, but sometimes we break our fast with like a coffee with cream or something like that, and that really fills me up and helps me get through the day. And then at night I'm not even starving, I can eat a small portion of food or whatever is necessary. Then another method that you could use is the OMAD, which I guess you could say we also probably do a lot, not every day, but OMAD standing for 1 meal a day. We fast for about 23 hours and then eat in the last 1 hour time frame. Then there's the eat stop eat method, which involves a 24-hour fast every second day, once or twice a week, which means you stop eating before dinner and then only eat dinner again the next day. Then there's the 5-2 diet, which basically means that you eat normally for 5 days and then for 2 days you need to keep your calories under 500 or 600. It also needs to be 2 non-consecutive days, so it could basically be the Monday and the Thursday that you only eat 1 meal that is under 500 calories. So I think that the important thing that a person needs to realize is you need to pick one of these fasting methods that'll work in your lifestyle. We've introduced at least 2 different types of fasting methods depending on how we feel on the day. Sometimes Saturdays are hard because none of us are working, so you get hungry and you feel like you need something. You don't, but very often we'll get up, make ourselves a nice cup of coffee with cream or whatever. Sometimes we'll have breakfast. So you need to choose something that you can apply into your life. In the beginning, I found it very hard because I was working from 8 to 5. So the fast would be over around 1 o'clock at work, and I wouldn't really know what to pack into my lunchbox. Now I have many options or ideas, but to be honest with you, I'll make myself a nice cup of coffee or tea at work and it can last me until I get home, and I'm not, as I said, extremely hungry. I can control my portions, because I think that's also a very important thing to realize is in the beginning it's hard, but you can't come and stuff your face after your fast, because that sort of defeats the purpose of the entire fast. So knowing that there are different ways and different methods. You can just decide which ones you want to apply. Personally, I think the 16-18 is the easiest to start off with, and you can definitely pack yourself a lunchbox if you want to snack something. I like to break my fast with something that's really high in fat because we are obviously trying to be in ketosis. So I used to break my fast with a coffee with lots of cream, and it's just always so fabulous. During the first 8 hours of your fast, your body is actually busy processing what you ate that day, everything that you consumed. And then for the next 8 hours, because there's nothing in the system, your body actually starts burning fat because there's nothing else to process, which means that the stored fat in your body actually starts being used as it should be. So that's why we decided to do it in those intervals. When your body goes hours without food, it stops using the sugar stores and starts burning the fat in the body. And this is called metabolic switching. This is especially important if you're like me and not crazy about exercise, because most people eat 3 meals a day plus snacking in between and expect to lose weight, but they don't do any sort of exercises. That way your body has no way of burning those calories. So sometimes our fast can be longer than 16 hours. Obviously you want to prolong the period of time that your body is actually using stored fat, because that's the fat that most people are concerned about. Most people are standing there holding their tummies and they're like, look at this, and that's stored fat. It's not something that was consumed yesterday. It's already a part of the body. So that's the kind of fat that you really want to target, and I find that intermittent fasting is the best way to do it. And then obviously exercising, which I hate, but try to do 3 times a week, 20 to 30 minutes. You just need to get your body used to eating a certain way. There's no use complaining that it's not working, but you're doing it incorrectly, or you're not even trying. So try to do something that you know you can adjust to, but also don't let that limit you, because you're capable of so much more if you just have the willpower. So some studies have said that fasting for longer periods of time, like 24 hours, 36 hours, or 48 hours, could prompt your body to start storing fat again. This is also, I think, some people's opinion, because there have also been studies where people went without food for 40 days to cure their type 2 diabetes, and it actually had very positive results. So a lot of research has shown that with the metabolic switch, changes start to occur in your body and in your brain. So I want to tell you a little bit more about the benefits of fasting next week. To live your low carb life. Please don't forget to like this video, to subscribe to our channel, and to put your questions in the comments, and we will try to answer them as factually as we can. We will see you next week.